Oh, welcome back to ARK again on Ragnarok, and just to show all you that I do care, and I do respond to comments and do listen to comments, then here's a little update to 1.87, the update that was released recently. So the full patch notes, basically, and I will read from the Community Crunch, it's the Valentine's event, so we will have red, pink and white dinos will be around. When mating, the creatures have a 25% chance to drop an item. Now, as you watched my last video, you've seen we got a box of chocolates. So if it's a Valentine's chocolate, then it restores full HP or knocks 40% of the creature's taming bar. And Valentine's candy gives your tame random dino colours when eaten. So that's quite interesting, in all honesty. So yeah, so that's good. So for the actual patch notes itself, so for the Manag, I'm going to call it the Manag, so it's like the Rock Drake in the ice region on extinction. The ice breath damage is now scaled by distance to the target, so that presumably means the further away the target is, the less the ice damage is. Improvements to situations where the Manags float away. Yep, that does happen, they do tend to float away, so glad that they fixed that one. Whistle follow or whistle stop will order the Manag to stop their active ability and return to ground. So that's basically when they've attacked, flown off in the air. If you whistle stop or follow, then obviously they'll listen to you, whereas before they didn't. Reduced the ice breathe freeze amount. Not sure what that one is. And increased time between the freeze debuff. So obviously the time that you can freeze something has been increased before you can obviously freeze something else. So some of the exploits, I'm not entirely sure what these exploits are, but we've had a fix for an exploit related to rafts, tech gloves, owls and their babies, an owl, the desert titan lightning, ladders and chairs. On extinction, they've done some environment and memory improvements, so we'll have to play Extinction to see how that affects it. So some improvements to the Titans now. So the Ice Titan, they fixed it for sometimes when it freezes or refuses to move during the boss fights, so they fixed that one. They fixed the Desert Titan that occasionally flew out of the boundary of the world. Yeah. An untamed Desert Titan ground targeted lightning attack will now have a variable delay. Okay. Remove burning debuff that the lightning field puts on enemies. So that's all to do with the Desert Titan. The Titans themselves, they've reduced the damage to the structures for melee attacks, so obviously they'll do less damage. Mating, we covered that on the last video. So it's added the enable mating now, so you don't have to enable wandering, and it's changed the Dino Hover UI to enable wander or mating to mate instead of enable wander to mate. So that just basically says you've either got an enable wandering or enable mating. Inventory, they've increased the bullet stroke arrow stack size to 100. It used to be 50, so they've doubled the stack size on that. The turrets, they've reduced the inventory size of this because they've increased the amount of bullets that you can have on one stack, so that makes perfect sense. Tribes. They've finished increasing the tribe group rank limit from 5 to 10. A player cannot accept alliance invites unless they are tribe admin. An alliance invites and new tribes added or removed from alliances is now logged in the tribe log. So some fixes for Cryopod. Tooltips now contain the stats of the dino, so that's going to be useful. The mating timer now advances while in a Cryopod, unless the Cryopod is transferred. Then it is reset to respect the new server's mating interval multiplier. So basically, if you've mated something and it's on the cooldown, you put it in the cryopod, unless you swap it to another server, that mating cooldown will continue to count down. even if it's in the cryopod. The baby aging his paws while in a cryopod, so that does make sense. The baby imprinted his paws while in a cryopod, again, makes perfect sense. And the baby gestation is aborted when entering a cryopod. Again, those make perfect sense. We covered this on the last one with the air conditioner. Reduce the air conditioning SFX radius. So that basically means, some of you will know that the air conditioners were just too loud. No matter where you went, you could hear them, so they've reduced the radius that you can hear that, which is good. Plant Y no longer affects Quetzals and Carcanos. Probably I've not said that right, but it doesn't affect those. Plant Z, the stun cooldown increased versus dinos from 5 seconds to 7.5 seconds. Okay, so the cooldown's increased a little bit. The Megalania, they've halved the torpidity decrease rate because it was just going too fast. Bowlers, you can now struggle to get out of bowlers faster. That's useful because it used to be a pain trying to get out of them. And some bits on the experimental. Added on server settings the item stack size multiplier to allow increasing or decreasing item stack size. And they've added an iScript shooter game mode config override item max quantity to allow manually overriding item stack size on a per item basis. So I have to test that out. So the mesh memory optimizations on the Dodecurus, the Parasaur saddle, the Rex saddle, the Sauropod saddle, and various particle meshes. So they've done some meshes, which is obviously good. Particle memory optimizations have been done on the Dino leash, and they fixed the missing bionic skins. You can read all of that if you want. If you go on to survivetheark.com, go on to the Community Crunch, and you're looking for Community Crunch number 168, and that will give you a list of exactly what is on the patch notes. So there you go. I hope that helps a little bit. I'm not intending to put any of those into practice to show what they actually physically mean. It was really just an update on the full patch notes, as I believe that's what I was requested to do. So there you go. I wanted to show that I do listen and put the content on here that you would like. So there you go. So we're just going to take my ribbon back on my base. So again guys, if you got this far, I do thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, then please do consider subscribing, like the video, comment, but most importantly, please subscribe. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.